Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at some games I've grabbed from my Atari over the last couple of months. I think it was July, wasn't it, when I started this. Where are we now? Halfway through August. So yeah, about a month and a half's worth of pickups. Got loads of other retro stuff as well, but there's enough for Atari just to make a standalone Atari video. So that's what we're going to do today. A couple of dramas and all with this lot. One of them ain't finished yet. I'm going to be carrying on with that for a while. But yeah, nice little selection of games here. Two for 7800. I don't know, 7 technically for the 2600. So yeah, we'll work through them. We start with the 7800. Not the best game, this first one, I will admit. But really wanted it because I've got massive nostalgia for it. One of the first light gun games I ever played, and it really ignited my passion for light gun games, even though this is crap and it still doesn't play that well today. All the things I didn't like about it back in the day are still the same. So yeah, anyway, we've got Barnyard Blaster. Now, surprisingly hard to find 7800 games in really nice square condition. The boxes, I'm sure people have, if you're into Atari, I'm sure you've come across the sealed games, and the seals on these Atari games seem to like crush the boxes inwards in the corners here and get crush damage on the sides and stuff like that. And it's really quite tricky to find a nice square one. So this one, I'll show you some footage of the actual game's, you know, condition and that down there. So yeah, this one, it's in really good nick apart from on the side. On one of the spines it's got a bit of crush damage. I did get the iron out, crack it out and smooth it out a bit. And yeah, it's quite alright, I'm quite happy with it. And yeah, for what it cost me, it's worth it. I've said in the past, I'm not going for ultra mint condition games. Good condition, that's good enough for me. As long as there's no massive damage to the artwork and stuff like that, I don't mind if it's got a few creases, a few bits of shelf wear. And yeah, this has got a tiny bit of damage on the spine now where it's been creased, but it's straight, it's square, it's presentable, it's good enough for me, it really is, I'm happy with that. But yeah, this is one I had as a kid. I'd say this was probably the first light gun game I ever played, and even though it's not the best, it really did, it struck a chord with me using a light gun. Absolutely loved the damn thing. I had, back in the day, I had this, another one what I'll show you now, and then I had Alien Brigade. I haven't managed to pick Alien Brigade up yet. It's a bloody expensive game, and all of the copies that are available for sale, they're not good enough for me, to be honest with you. They've got too much damage. They've all got really bad fronts, and that's the worst part. If I can straighten the sides out, I'm not overly bothered if it's a bit on side, but if the front or the back's like badly damaged, yeah, I can't abide that. So I'll bide my time, I will wait out, and I will get Alien Brigade eventually. It's probably my most wanted for 7800, but you know, no rush. I've got tons and tons of games to play. You know, it's not like I'm like urgently need that game. I'd rather wait out and get a copy that suits me. So yeah. Anyway, back to this one, Barnyard Blaster. Like I say, first light gun game I played, I think it may have been the other one, but I played this more than the other one. And I've been playing it again, and I've got to admit, it is just so bad. Not the game, the light gun. The Atari 7800 light gun is terrible, it really is. And I used to think maybe it was my gun, but this, now, different gun, different console, different copy of the game, has all the same issues I had back as a kid. So when you're playing it, I'll put some footage up as well. When you're playing, it's fairly simple, it's really basic. You're just shooting like cans off of fences or squirrels and stuff like that are flying past, owls flying past, rats on the floor, stuff like that. Very basic. It's Atari's version of Duck Hunt basically, but with a few different screens on it. And the aim on the gun is just so far off, it's unbelievable. Literally, if you put your gun right at the screen, it'll be about an inch to the left or an inch to the right. Doesn't matter where you are, it's always the same as well. And if you move further back, you just can't even shoot. Thankfully, it's the only game that had this issue. The other games on the 7800 do better. You can pull back about, I don't know, 2 foot from the screen and still get decent accuracy. If you go any further than that, you do struggle with the 7800 light gun. But yeah, this one, it doesn't matter where you are. If you're 2 feet away from the screen, you've no chance of hitting anything. And if you get close, you're an inch to the left or an inch to the right. You do kind of adjust to where you've got to aim. So you can get like, I don't know, 8 inches away from the screen and you kind of know where you need to be and you kind of know when you've got to shoot and stuff like that. And I have managed to get 100% accuracy on all of these screens. I think there's 4 or 5 different screens, like in the barn or shooting bottles outside the barn, stuff like that. And I have managed in the past to get 100% accuracy on all of them. But replaying now, I was nowhere near, because adjusting to where you actually need to aim for your shot to hit, it takes some time. So yeah, not the best game, I can't recommend it. But even though it's not the greatest game, when I played it, I really enjoyed it. For the sake it brought back so many memories of, you know, pissing around in my bedroom when I was a kid. Yeah, great game, happy to have it. Yeah, nice condition, I'm happy with it. Another one for the collection. So, on to the next one then. I have been having a bit of a drama getting a hold of this game, in all honesty. So the first time I bought it, it got sent out to me, never turned up. I had a massive argument with the seller. He said, it has turned up, you're lying, it's been signed for, da 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 da. And he's done a picture of like a doorway and it had been delivered to there. And I'm like, it's not my house, mate, it hasn't been delivered to my house. And I said, do you want me to take a fucking live FaceTime video with you and you can walk around and see if any of these match my house? It's not my fucking house, it hasn't been delivered. Lots of arguments, lots of argy-bargy. I got my money back. But it's like, for fuck's sake, man. How hard is it just to get a game at your house? Anyway, a couple of weeks later, another copy got listed, and it was a sealed copy. I do tend to stay away from sealed copies of games because of aforementioned crush damage with the Atari games. But I actually bought 2 sealed games recently. Both with issues, which we'll get to. So yeah, this one came through, sealed copy, really good condition. I'll show you it now. So we have got Crossbow. Another childhood favourite of mine is this. Played this when I was a kid, really enjoyed it, cool game. And this one is absolutely spanking condition. It really is nice condition for the Atari game. There's no bad crush damage anywhere. Happy with it, really good condition. So, unseals it, because I don't buy games to keep sealed, I buy them to play. Unsealed it, checks it out, everything's shiny and new inside, proper happy with it. So, you know, you can tell the original Atari seals if you've ever bought them in the past. It's that fragile plastic, it just falls apart. But yeah, got it out, plugs it in, don't fucking work. So it loads up the title screen and it loads up like, there's a level select screen. But then you got to play the game and the aim of the game is to protect your characters from things that are coming and attacking them. So you've got, I can't remember if you get 3 characters to start with, you can get extras or lose them depending how good or bad you are. But the characters come onto the screen, walk across the screen, you've got to protect them as they get from one side to the other, one at a time. And there's things flying in all over the place and the rest of it. Now, when it goes to that screen, all the other screens look perfect. When it goes to that screen, instead of loading up the images, it loads up like a word or some sort of weird graphical glitch of the character coming across the screen, and the enemies are like just a block with a word in it, or you know, some sort of placeholder word. So I'm thinking the ROM itself is absolutely knackered on this cartridge. It must be. Because I've owned it in the past, I know how it plays. Really good game. Above average game for the 7800. Anyway, I cleaned the shit out of it. I went overboard, I probably cleaned it about 6-7 times. Make sure it wasn't just dirty, even though it was brand new. And contacts were absolutely spotless. I didn't get anything off of them. So all I can say is the game itself is at fault. So I got in touch with the seller, and he's like, but it's a sealed game, why have you opened it? I'm like, to fucking play it. And it's like, yeah, but I sold it sealed for like collectors. I thought it was just going to be staying sealed. But I'm like, no, I buy my games to play. So he's like, well, it's not worth it to me now. It's not worth it. I can't resell it because it's unsealed. It's not worth anything. And I'm like, but it's not worth up to me because it don't work. It's a video game and it don't work. And we got a bit of argy-bargy going backwards and forwards. I ended up with a part refund for it. Because I said to him, look mate, I'm happy with the box, I'm happy with the manual. Give me a part refund, let's call it quits. Or I can send it back and you give me a full refund. And he didn't want to do that because then he'd lose money trying to sell it because he'd have naught to sell because the game don't work. So yeah, we were in a bit of a dilemma. And I totally get it from his side as well. He sold a game, a sealed game, and I don't think he was expecting it to be opened. Because people who buy old sealed games, I'd imagine most of the collectors keep them sealed. I've never kept games sealed. I've bought really rare expensive games over the years and opened them to play them. I bought fucking sealed 32X games, stuff like T-Mech and Primal Rage, what other one? Dark Side. All three of them I bought brand new sealed. They were worth a fortune. I still opened them and I still played them. Not bothered. I buy them to play. It has put me off buying sealed games as this and the other one I bought. I've had issues with them both. But yeah, anyway, happy with the box, happy with the manual. I thought, do you know what? I'll just try and find a cartridge only copy. I'll buy that, make sure it works. Job's a good one. So, we ordered a cartridge only copy. Now, again, I had issues with this. I ordered it. The day after I'd ordered it, it said delivered on my eBay account. I'm like, it can't be delivered already. I literally ordered it last night. So I got in touch with him, what's going on here, mate? And he went, oh, sorry, I must have put the wrong tracking number on your account. I ain't even sent it yet. I've just put a sticker on it. So anyway, it came about 3 days later. Opens it to play it. And what we got? This. We've got the 2600 version of Crossbow. In absolutely arse condition as well, look. Totally trashed is the label on it. So I got in touch with him, I'm like, mate, you've sent me the wrong game here. I've got the 2600 version. So I showed him a picture of it. You know, that's why I've still got the envelope and all that shit. And he's like, I don't know what's going on there, let me check. So anyway, he goes back through his stock. He's a bigger seller on eBay. And he finds the 7800 version of the game. And he says, I can send you this out, but it's not what it looked like in the picture. So he says it was stuck to another game. When he's pulled it apart, it's damaged the label. And he shows me it, and the label on the cartridge, totally trashed. I'm like, look mate, that ain't no good to me. I said, I'll just have my money back. I'll send you a game back, just give me a refund. I said, I wanted a nice copy of the game. So yeah, I got my money back. He said he don't want this. I don't fucking want it either, to be honest with you. I want the 7800 version. I don't want the 2600 version. I don't believe you can use a light gun on the 2600 version. I think it's just using a pad. And I bet it looks absolutely awful, to be honest with you. I've not put it in. I've no interest in playing it, to be honest. I want the memories from the 7800 version. So yeah, that one's an ongoing mission. I'm going to have to buy a new cartridge for it. At the minute, there isn't any cartridge-only copies. There's a few boxed copies, but then I end up with a box and a manual that I don't want. And you can't really sell them. They're not worth much. But I don't want to bin them at the same time, and I don't want to store them. So I think I'll hold out. I'll buy a cartridge only copy when it comes up for sale. And there is a couple, but they're not the PAL versions, or should I say they haven't got a P sticker on them. So I don't want to take the risk, but it's the American version. So, you know, anyway. Good game though. I do really enjoy this one. I remember spending hours playing it as a kid, that's it. I think if you do really well, you get like an extra character. And you can get a few extra characters to get through to the last boss. The last boss is pretty tricky on it. But yeah, good game. Decent game. Right then, on to 2600. And we'll carry on with sealed game dilemmas. So, this one is a game from my childhood. When I had the 7800 as a kid, I did have a couple of 2600 games. This being one of them. So, we have got Pole Position on the Atari 2600. Quality game this. Tricky as hell though, way harder than I remember it. So I do have Pole Position 2, there we go, on the 7800. This compared to this, world of difference. I mean, I had both as a kid, absolutely love this. This plays amazingly. This one plays well, but the collision detection's a bit dodgy on it, and the other cars on the track, my god did they go out of their way to smash you to pieces. And something I did find really amusing So when you look on the back, I don't know if that'll show, I don't know if it's clear or not. If it's not, I'll chuck some footage in. But it's the same screenshot for both games. So pole position 2 and pole position, and it's got the pole position 2 screenshot on both of them. How dodgy as fuck's that? Imagine being a kid and thinking that's what you're getting, and you get pole position. Because, alright, it is quite good graphics for the 2600 is pole position, but it's not like the 7800 version. You would have felt ripped off if that's what you were going by. Yeah, a couple of versions of this you can buy. There's a silver box version as well, and I believe there's like a silver box version that's got a different cartridge on it as well. Anyway, I wanted the red box version. I don't want the silver box 2600 games because, I don't know, I feel like it's trying to mimic the 7800 and it doesn't feel right to me. So I'm going to buy the red versions. Where there's a red and a silver version available, I'll buy the red versions. Yeah, anyway, again, really nice condition this one. It has got slight crush damage. They all have. The cardboard on them is absolutely crap on these old Atari games. It really is. But again, this was sealed brand new when I bought it. So, obviously, opens it. And when I take the cartridge out, what do I get? I get a cracked cartridge. Now, don't get me wrong. It works. It works absolutely fine. It plays fine. Quite enjoy playing it. But again, I got in touch with the seller and I'm like, look mate, this cartridge is damaged. And again, the seller's like, what, you've unsealed it? And it's like, I don't get this. You're selling media. And I know there's collectors out there that want them sealed. They want the games to be sealed and entombed forever in plastic. I'm buying them to play. So when I open it and I find it damaged, I'm annoyed. At least this one works. You know, it does play, it plays fine. But again, we came to the conclusion of, it's not worth now, if I return it, the money that he sold it for. But then should it have ever been worth that money if the internals were damaged? I suppose to a collector it wouldn't make a difference. To me, who's not a sealed collector, it does make a difference. I want to play it. So again, we came to the conclusion of, I'm happy with the box, I'm happy with the manual, part refund. So it's annoying. I think I am going to stay away from sealed games in the future, in all honesty. I really am. Because it is starting to get on my tits, is that stuff. So that's 2 games I need to buy another cartridge for. But at least that one works. It works absolutely fine. I can play it, you know. So, you know, it's good enough for now. And I'll just upgrade the cartridge if I see a nice one cheap. Crossbow, I will have to buy another cartridge for though. So, yeah. Great game, as I say. It's a lot harder than I remember though. I hadn't even managed to beat it yet. So you get that qualifying lap, and then I believe you've got to do 4 laps of the circuit. And I can't get past the 3rd lap. I always run out of time. And the enemy cars, honestly, you're going around the corner and it'll be on the left, and as soon as you hit the corner, the car will be straight over on the right and it'll be straight in front of you, crash, bang. And that's it. You slowed right down and you just run out of time. You cannot get around the track fast enough then. But yeah, for the time, I suppose, it plays really well. Not the best racing game. It was the only racing game I'd ever played on 2600 up until I bought another one, which I'd been looking out for. And yeah, I used to think it was the best one, but it isn't. We'll get to the next one further down the line. But yeah, still, great fun game. Really enjoying playing it. Happy to have it. Right, next edition. So, we have got Beam Rider. Now I've already shown this. I did a video where I picked it up and played it, but I know not many people watch that, so I thought I'll just chuck it in here as well. Absolutely fucking amazing game is this. I love it. It's probably my favourite 2600 game so far, and yeah, I can't see any of the other games beating it. There's one here I'm really enjoying actually, but this one is amazing. Such a good game. Been playing the crap out of it. I've been playing it pretty much every night, just chucking it on, having a few blasts, see how far I can get. And it has ignited a bit of a passion in me as this for old school gaming again. It really has. And I really love these fucking clamshells. So Activision games in the UK, in Europe, they came in a cardboard box, same as everywhere else. In Australia, HES released them, and HES released all theirs in clamshells, and I love these things. Absolutely love them. And I'm thinking I might start a collection of these. I really might. It is such a good game, and I absolutely adore these clamshells, I really do. So yeah, but gameplay itself, such a good game, such a good shooter, and it's made me think about doing a little side quest. So you know how you get like PlayStation trophies? So I'm mad on PS3, PS4, PS5, and I like the games partly because you get rewards as you're going through, aka trophies. With the Activision games, back in the day, if you got to a certain score and you took a picture of your screenshot, you sent it into Activision and you got a patch, like a little cloth patch that you could put on your jacket or whatever. And I've downloaded a list of what the scores are for all the Activision games, and I'm getting damn close on Beam Rider and on one of the other ones. So I'm like, I might actually set myself a challenge. If I can get to the score, I'm going to buy myself one of the patches. So who knows, maybe I'll start a little t-shirt off and I'll have the patches on it. It might be a bit scarce in a minute though, because I haven't managed to get to any of the scores yet. But I thought it might be a little fun thing to do on the side. Anyway, as I said, Beam Rider, brilliant game, loving it. It ignited a bit of a thing inside me, which said, I want more of these clamshell boxes. So any Activision game that I want, I'm thinking I'm going to get the HES release. And there's quite a few, to be honest with you. I do believe most of the Atari 2600 games I want actually are Activision. Or at least over half of them. Because there's not that many I want. So, yeah. That's what we've started with. Next one up, we've got Enduro. What a game. So again, got this one from Australia. Really nice condition. Doesn't have a separate instruction manual. So Beam Rider had an instruction manual with it. On all the others, or most of the others of these slips, the instructions are on the reverse of the cover. So yeah, you won't see instruction manuals with a lot of these. At first I thought, what, these aren't complete. But then when you look at the bottom on the back, it says, please remove this slick and turn over for game instructions. And lo and behold, all the instructions are on the back. And I believe that's for the majority of these games, in all honesty. So yeah, this one, what a game. This, in my opinion, from what I've seen of the other racers, I reckon this is going to be the best racer on the 2600. And by a long shot as well. This plays fucking amazing. So good. So, this game, I'll put some footage in again. You start off in like, on day one, you've got a whole day to get from the back of the pack to the front. And on day one, you've got to pass 200 cars. And it starts off in like a forest sort of scene, and then you go through snow, other stuff, you go through like dusk, and then it goes to night, and the cars turn to like just brake lights, that's all you can see of the cars. And then it goes to fog at night, so it's always changing, always making it a little bit more difficult. And honestly, it plays so fucking well, it really does. It is so addictive. I can't get past day 2 at the minute. I was 2 cars away from overtaking all of them to beat day 2. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of this, so I'm really enjoying it. It's such a good game. It handles amazingly, and it looks great. At first it might look a bit crap, but for the 2600, I'm going to go out there and say this is the best looking racing game on there. Absolutely amazing. Such good fun. Really is. The handling when you're going really fast and you're dodging the cars, it just feels amazing. It feels like, you remember the little handheld, the little racer games you could get where you just have to flick left and right? It feels quite a bit like them, but trickier and a lot better looking. But yeah, really impressed with this one. I'm going to be playing the crap out of this, I know I am. So yeah, we'll try and get the patch for this one as well, I reckon. I think you've got to get to day 6 to get the patch. So that's going to take some doing. Day 1, you've got to get round 200 races before the day ends. And I can do that by about the fog part. So, you know, plenty of time left. Day 2, you've got to get past 300 other races. And like I say, I've been a few cars off a couple of times, but I've never managed to get past. But I can't see the days getting any longer. You're just going to get more and more races to get past. So, yeah. We'll see. I'm going to play the crap out of it anyway. I'm really enjoying that one. Which brings us on to the last one. And again, it's from Australia, and again, it's an Activision game in a clamshell. But this one, it ain't one game. This one is 4 games. Look at that bad boy, that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Quite a chunk bigger than a standard one. Yeah, but so cool. And this one has 2 cartridges in it. Again, it's got the instructions on the reverse of the insert, and it's got instructions for all 4 games. And I'll be honest, I bought this for 2 games, but there's 3 that I'm enjoying. Tennis, not that I asked about. Daughter played it, she quite enjoyed it, but she couldn't score a point. I had to go thinking it was just her being, you know, not too good at it, even though she was doing really well. And yeah, I really struggled to score a point as well. But not my cup of tea. It's not the sort of game I enjoy. Tennis, pong style games. I'm not bothered for them. But the other 3 are quite good. Ghostbusters, it just plays like 8-bit Ghostbusters basically. It's average. But the other 2, great games. Both shooters, both awesome. I was on the lookout for Plaque Attack anyway, because I thought that looked really interesting for the shooter. So, Plaque Attack, yeah, basically, you have a tube of toothpaste inside someone's mouth, and you've got to protect the teeth from all the tartar build-up causing foods that are coming at you thick and fast. So you get burgers, donuts, stuff like that. When the enemies touch a tooth, it turns yellow and it disappears, it drops out. So yeah, you've got to protect your teeth. They'll go up, then down, shoot all the enemies, and then on to the next level. So it keeps going like that. And it sounds a bit lame, but it is such an addictive game, it really is. I think I managed to get to like the 2nd loop of food, and I got nearly to the end of the 2nd loop of food, and I had a full mouth of teeth, plus extras, because I had extra points. I think every so many points you get an extra tooth. And I got down to 1 tooth, right away from just 1 bloody screen, and it was like, what the hell's going on here? I was absolutely getting my arse handed to me. Because the speed up, obviously, and the pattern gets a bit harder to attack. And yeah, but good fun game is that one, I really enjoyed it. And then obviously, classic River Raid, that's addictive. Such a cool game on the 2600, and it looks really, really nice. It really does look nice. It's quite tricky to get through. You got to, you know, speed up and get past some certain enemies because they'll start moving across the screen, and if you just stay at the bottom of the screen, you've had it, you won't get past them. And what I find hardest is I'll be shooting and I'll end up shooting the fuel which you need to collect by accident, trying to shoot other things. So yeah, remembering to keep on top of the fuel as well, that's quite a hard one. And as you get further through, you can take like left or right paths. Some of them have got trickier enemies to dodge, stuff like that. So you do need to kind of learn which way to take, which route's best, stuff like that. But yeah, really enjoying it. Now, as a collector, I love this. I really do, it's such an amazing pack, but I'm not sure whether it's going to annoy me that all my Atari games are that size and this is bigger. I'm not sure whether it's going to annoy me, because the clamshells, the normal ones, they're the exact same size as an Atari game. So, you know, even though they're in a clamshell, they're the same size in the box. So when they're on the shelf next to each other, you can't tell any difference. But this thing, that is massive. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. This may get traded out for copies of the games that I want singularly at some point. But for now, I'm happy with this. Like I say, 2 great games. Ghostbusters is alright, and it is lovely. Don't get me wrong, I do really like it. It's just the fact that it's different to the other games. So we'll see how we go with that one. But for now, definitely keeping it. And I will be buying more HES games, I can guarantee it. So any Activision game that I want that's on HES, that's the version I'm going to go for, just for the clamshell. They're just so ace to look at. To be honest with you, most of the PAL games I want, I think they are Activision games. There's only maybe 6 that aren't, and then there's maybe another 10 games that I want that are American only. So, you know, we're just going to work our way through them, buying them when I see them at a decent enough price every now and again. I'm not in no mad rush to finish this Atari collection or like that. I'm just enjoying playing them. I really am enjoying them. So at the minute, I'm mad for PS3. So collecting, gaming, that's where my head's in. And I've been buying PS3 like a monster. I've got a stack of games for that. I'm playing it every night. But before I get stuck in and have a proper deep gaming session on the PS3, because you can't really jump on and play most of them games. Most of them are quite involving. So before I'm doing that, I'm having like half an hour to an hour on one of my Atari games, and I'm just hooked. I'm absolutely hooked. I've never been this hooked on Atari before, even when I owned one as a kid. And I think it's because this time round, I'm cherry picking what games I want. Whereas in the past when I've owned Ataris, it's just been stuff I've bought, like job lots at car boot sales and stuff like that, or when I've bought massive console job lots, they've come in them and they've had, I don't know, 10 car only games. I've given them a shot, thought, what? These are crap. Stuff like Combat, shit like that. Not interested at all. But when I'm picking the games that I think look amazing, I'm having great fun playing them. So yeah, I'm loving these. Anyway, that's it. That's my Atari collection update. Who knows, one of these days you might see me with a t-shirt with a patch on. Depends how good I get, doesn't it? I think it'd be an interesting little subset to go for, wouldn't it? The Activision badges. But yeah, in themselves, they're about 100 quid a piece as well. Maybe more, some of them. So, expensive little side mission, isn't it? Even if I do beat them. And I won't be buying the repro ones, I want the originals. Yeah, so there it is. So that's it for Atari, that's it for pickups today. I say I have got a stack of PS3 games to go through with you. I might just do a couple of them at a time and, you know, some shorter videos. And I've got quite a few Nintendo games, PS1, PS2. So, a bit of retro. No Sega games, I haven't bought any Sega games for a while. I think that's because I've already owned pretty much every Sega game I've ever wanted to own. So, yeah, who knows. I'll probably chuck a PS3 video up next, mix it up a bit, and then I might do a Nintendo-centred one. So, yeah, I'll see you soon with another video either way. Bye!